Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus once again. Very glad to be here to speak to you on this occasion, and I hope it has some beneficial outcomes. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here because I'm in the same mission of trying to give some information that will be informative to the degree that you, all of us, who ever hear it and practice it, can experience a more pleasurable, pleasing life. I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that I am here and as excited and as happy as I am to be here to say these things to you. I want you to know that I am also disappointed. I'm disappointed in, well, my generation. I can find perhaps an excuse for all previous generations, but when I say excuses for living in darkness, going along with those things that don't make us feel wonderful, going along with pain and suffering that we can see coming, and at least some of us can, and we do nothing about it. See, so I'm disappointed at that because we lived through the 60s, and I never thought that having done that, we would continue to live in an environment in a society that stepped on the people after the 60s, basically the same as before the 60s. You know, perhaps not doing the same identical things, but having the same effect on we the people. I never thought that would happen. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I was raised by very old people who had gone through some stuff. And so perhaps my upbringing was a little bit different than those of you who had young parents who were so glad to be getting some measure of freedom until they were enjoying that measure of life rather than really learning of life or how to prepare for it. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that the founding fathers, though they have been put down by many and by me in the past occasionally, they actually have done a very good job, though they're not perfect. But they have served humanity quite well, or as well as could be expected, or as close to it, up until now, up until this moment. And that is because America is being put through a challenge by what we are going to do at this moment in time. Are we going to progress, to step outside of this darkness that I'm speaking of into the light, that peace and those kinds of things that we all desire could actually be experienced in this life? Or are we going to stay where we are? We are at a time when the nation is experiencing in the White House a gentleman as the spokesman of this country, the highest representative of this country, and what this country is all about, who finds it impossible to tell the truth. Your leader stands before you, and you never know if he's ever coming close to the truth. You never know, can you put any faith in anything that he's saying? And if you do, you wonder if you can call that blind faith, blind trust. And is willing to punish imprisonment and in certain occasions capital punishment for those that don't agree or publicly disagree with his own advocacy. Man, it is at a time like this that I can understand why I'm still here. And that's to give voice, to introduce to some of you, and to reintroduce to those of you who seem to have forgotten God. Now, when we think and speak of God, we're basically talking about peace. There's no peace without God. You've heard the expression, no justice, no peace. Justice is God. You shall reap what you sow. The seed that you plant determines the fruit you get. Peace is God. Prosperity. Prosperity. No one wants to need anything and can't get it. It's okay to want it and need it and stuff, but let it be there to get. So when you need something, you take the necessary steps. You're led by want, also a desire, but you know it's there. Why? Because it was always put there, otherwise you wouldn't want it. Freedom. Freedom comes from God. Nobody can give you freedom. If they give you freedom, then they can take it away. That was had freedom in Russia at one time. Somebody gave it to them. They had freedom in China at one time. They had freedom in Rome at one time, in Egypt at one time. I heard somebody say they had freedom in the USA at one time. I don't know nothing about that, but that's what they say. But I do know that freedom comes from God. There are whole different levels of freedom. One is to have freedom within yourself. That's the most complicated one of all. You can get that dealt with, and everything else seems to be simple. Another is joy. That comes from God. And the most of all that we all seek is the fulfillment of our dreams. We all want our dreams to come true. Now, when we speak of God, this is what we speak of. So this is what I come to remind you of, to introduce to some, that this is the way God operates. And the method for achieving what I've just shared with you, ladies and gentlemen, begins with a very simple requirement. And that is careers. A job. But a career seems to be a little bit more important. It's the same thing as a job. But it's one of choice. A job seems just to be doing something to deal with the moment. But a career is something you chose, something that's special, something that means something to you. And part of that is how it affects those about you. So what is happening with these careers, they are directed towards creating every good and every service that have been determined by you, your peers, are essential for life. Now, with every career adequately supported, and there will be that availability because everybody's working now. It's not just these or that or some, but everybody. Yes, my friends, and they're given the type of support that would allow for every citizen, to have health care from the womb to the tomb. They talking about health care in this country forever, but this is a simple matter with the things changing now like this. Health care from the womb to the tomb. Yes, my friends. Education. You know the problems of education and access by the public. You know all the various problems, but this side of town, education is unlimited and it is unrestricted. It's there for every American citizen. We know we think about housing and transportation. It too, of choice, there for every individual. Food and clothing, these and all of the rest, for as long as you shall live in the USA and remain in good standing. Now, you see over here is a little different. We're walking out of the darkness into the light. In good standing means operating within the light. Now, when you start acting like some darkness, now we feel that something is wrong, and love demands that it give it some attention. What rehabilitation is required, because the light must be maintained. And if the wattage is totally out, going out, there's no hope, then some say you got to be excommunicated, or exile somewhere. Somewhere. But you can't remain in the light when there is no hope. Well, this is what basically happens. These are the benefits, my friend. All social expressions of the people's imagination. The things, whatever you can imagine, whatever you can think of. These are thoughts being fed to you, to offer to you things of engagements that would allow you to continue over in life. My friends, my friends, my friends. And you see, of this is the essence of peace. It is the essence of prosperity and freedom. Joy in the fulfillment of dreams. Now, when I say these to you, I know what's in your mind, the questions in your mind. So let me answer that question. All of the things that I've just mentioned to you, this heaven that you have created, you do it in such a way that because of your engagement in it, everything is paid in full, in advance. This is the benefit for the role that you play in the heavenly creative process. This is your reward, heaven. It's just as simple as that. Just as simple as that, you know. There is no need for lies, no need for cheating and stealing, no killing, no hatred, no bigotry, no racism and terror and war, no politics, no Republicans or Democrats, no capitalism, no, yes, but yeah, oh yeah, there is always a democracy, because there is always choice. And by expressing this particular choice, it means you are participating in not only your creative process, you are participating in God's creative process. And so heaven is definitely your reward, wherever you are, here or there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that short message need any other interpretation. I'm going to leave it right there and leave it to you. And I want to thank you once again for giving me your time. Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.